2022, we're done. We're in Bahrain. Another season finish. It always seems to be the season ender here, the team camp.
It's funny how that's slotted into the calendar, isn't it? It's become its own identity.
Oh, they love it. It's always great to come back here to the Kingdom and race. Our team are the best athletes in the world. We're semi-saved by the amazing performances of Christian Blumenfeld. Like his performance is remarkable, not just from a season perspective, but from a sport perspective. I've never seen an 18-month period of race winning that we've seen from Christian since he's been on the team. He's gone from Olympic success. He owns the Ironman world title in St George. He won the 70.3 world title. He was third in Kona on debut. He's stepping back. And
is that the modern day athlete's arrogance to think that they can encapsulate so many aspects of the sport?
I would have thought it was arrogance, but he's proved he can encapsulate any aspect of the sport. So he really, for me, was the standout on the team this year. I know it was our first journey into Super League racing with the Bahrain Victorious team.
Well, we swapped over from Bahrain Endurance, which is a 7-year branding process, and now we've jumped across to Bahrain Victorious, which falls under the auspice of His Highness's big vision, with the horse team, and of course the cycling team, and then of course now the triathlon team under the same umbrella, along with the other sports entities here of Bahrain. Been a major influence on the community's structure here.
Maybe that was the...
I think it's the grand vision of His Highness. You know, and one of the things we talk about, Mac, and we talk about on many occasions, is the fact that not too many of these companies that sponsor athletes have a man at the top of the tree that's actively engaged in the sport itself.
Oh, well, we don't sell anything except health and fitness, right? We sell a vision of a positive way to live your life and encouraging athletes and kids to participate in sport, to stay in sport.
I think we sell more than that. We sell pathways for youth. And that's the vision here of the country.
Oh, you see it. It's our 8th year here. Look at the changes we've seen here. Look at the race today, 2,000 athletes, 89
100%.
Women competing, local women.
Women are coming on in a big way. It's the growth area of the sport. Ayman Al-Moed, he's really sort of pushed this mandate of trying to give youth positions of power and positions of influence with His Highness. This is a new program initiated here in Bahrain. It's called Shining, and that's really fits in with the athletic portfolio of taking risk. And like anything, that's where I see that paradox of business people and athletes. It's the whole thing of risk, failure, challenging yourself. I don't know if you see it that way, but I think that's something that's endeared here to this culture.
Well, we haven't really answered. What was your standout of the season? 2022. Give me the team's wrap up. A lot of injuries.
I like the sub-7 result project.
Christian's.
Yeah, I thought Joe Skipper's performance in second place was probably the performance of the year from my side of things.
Because no one expected he came in such last minute.
You grabbed him at the bell. Alistair unfortunately broke down, and we had that situation of 10 days before the event. Oh my goodness. And you had virtually a Rocky Balboa scenario come to the sport. And Joe's most probably given us something that is more in your era and most probably my era, that you can get off the canvas and achieve a result. He finished, what was it, 4 minutes behind?
Less.
Sub 4 minutes behind the man who dominated the year.
Yeah, he was
actually went past him at one time. Woof, woof. Like, come on, what television is that? You don't get that too often.
Oh, I thought you would have loved the Super League. You were leading...
For me, that's a very good call. Individual performance, Joe Skipper. But for something that I've never seen involved in this sport, and I really mean this is, I know we've had the team relay, but that 5 events over the 7-week period, the joy that came in Neom, in my 30 years in this sport, I've never seen before. 34 years in this sport. I really mean that sincerely. I've never seen, other than when you picked up Hawaii in 2007, I came out of that tent, or went into the tent with the knowledge and came out of the tent to tell them. And it was just like...
We've won the team today.
Yeah, and we win by 2 points after, you've had 5 rounds, 4 countries, or 5 countries. It was like, my goodness. The glee and the enjoyment that gave them, outside of their own personal ambition, but to think they'd combine that, amazing.
All right, for me, the standout, so you're saying Super League and Joe Skipper, hard to dismiss. For me,
The individual Joe Skipper.
yeah, I'm going to say, well, you've had your call. It's my call. I'm going to say...
I still got one more for you.
No, you can't.
I got one more.
I asked you what it was.
I got one more.
I'm going to say my
It's the story of my
standout
life. I always
is
have one more.
Christian Blumenfeld, because I keep waiting for this guy to fall over and he just keeps impressing me. He won in St George, which was semi-expected, you know, after the massive performances in Cozumel. You know, then he's come out and just had the season he had. He went to, you know, Kona, expecting to win. He got third. I thought he was right in the hunt. They all broke their record there. Remarkable performance. And he went to 70.3 Worlds and wins that. But in between those events, he's dropping back to World Series racing.
That's amazing.
And finishing
No, it's
top
amazing.
10 against the best in the business. Like, there's never been an athlete with a range and ability to go back and forwards in such a short period of time as this guy. And what they're doing as Norwegians is changing the game, and to be able to be in the background to see what is happening from an old athlete's perspective. And it's just...
Are you old?
I'm not 100% old, but it's
Wow,
just, that was
what
my
happens to me
standout.
then?
And I'm going to say I love Vincent Louis, and to see him come off the canvas with injury and have such a tough year after having such great couple of years before, to go and win the Clash, and then his performance here in Bahrain. They're the two standouts for me outside of the ones you mentioned.
I'm going to throw one more at you. Well, actually, there's two more I'm going to throw at you. Georgia Taylor Brown's season was unbelievable. You talk about multiple distances, multiple changes. The way she handled Super League and then threw Abu Dhabi on the end to try and deliver.
World title there.
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing. She never flustered. She never lost the overall view, the overall grand plan. Now, when you're an athlete, which you have been, that's hard to do. She's had changing environments personally. She's had changing environments in the sense of culture. She's done an amazing job, in my opinion, of that itself. Fantastic job. And I really think that this year gone will be one of the biggest benefits to her attempt to win gold come Paris.
Over the top of Flora Duffy.
Yes. But even outside of Flora, I think she grew in confidence as being Georgia Taylor Brown.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. And you know what confidence is worth as an athlete.
What do you think of Cassandra's?
Cassandra's got attention to detail. Here's the brilliant part about that. She knows it. If she denied it, I'd sit here and most probably be honest with you and say, gone. She realises there's an issue on the bike. Either weather or course. They cause issues to her. But her ability to see it may be the legacy that gives her success.
Hometown Olympic win would be...
Yeah. Imagine the pressure. And she felt it in Toulouse. She goes to Toulouse and the pressure of the thousands of people that were there, she's like, oh my God. I said, well, get used to this. Because if you think this is pressure, wait till the Olympics comes. It multiples out by 10. So overall, your highlights I agree with, but I think moving forward, I think we're very lucky to Georgia Taylor Brown, Cassandra Beaugrand showdown. Can Vincent hang on for Paris?
With Leo, the new world champion.
Yeah, time will
Does
tell.
he want to? I think he wants to. I spoke to Vincent here. He's, that performance in Bermuda shows that he's still capable of winning against the best.
Yeah, sure.
His swim is next level. And, I think he learns a lot with having Jan and Alistair, two athletes that have done it at that high level. And you see them running off each other. And I think he could take a lot from them because he needs that aggressive racing. Because the one thing he does have over those Norwegians is that power swim. And over an Olympics, getting that gap to win an Olympic Games, he's still capable of doing it.
When it's all said and done, and back in your day, how good is it if you had what they have, and that is a man at the helm who is engaged in the sport and loves the sport dearly.
Yeah.
His Royal Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa. Like, you just cannot beat that.
Yeah.
You can't beat
I think that's been pivotal in our success.
100%.
We're continually winning the major titles. A lot of people think, because you've just got the best athletes, but you've created the best environment for those athletes to shine. The culture within this team's remarkable.
You used the word shine. That's the new policy here in Bahrain, shine.